Hello there, wot Sinkers. I am wot Blitz, and welcome back to my channel. Now, real quick before I get into this video, if you do want your replays featured or you just want to help with the channel, please make sure to subscribe. It really helps the channel out and let me know that at least you guys like what I am watching. Now, back to the video. This is on the T57 Heavy American Tier 10 Heavy Tank. Now, this heavy tank is an autoloader, which is the big defining trait about this vehicle, making it a very well-respected vehicle in the game. Now, before update 6.1, I'm pretty sure this update is, it had around, I think, 2,800 damage per minute. But they just recently took 2 seconds off the reload time of the clip, allowing it to pull out 2,998 damage per minute, which is very nice. And I do run calibrated because it just gives you that big extra penetration, bringing your AP up to 271, your heat up to 374, and your high explosive to 66. Which means that you can pretty much clip any tank out, taking 1200 average on them, and just wreck their lives. And even if they hit you, they're probably going to take, I don't know, that Moushin's going to take 460 off me, and I'm going to take 1200 off him. And you can just easily do that in this tank. And since it's a heavy, it actually has a nice amount of hit points, 2120. I do run the hit point buff because unfortunately this tank does not have a great amount of armor. But you can see, boom, we are at 2500 damage. It has literally been a minute and a half into this game. And I really think that this tank is a bit too strong now, because what you can do is you can use your team as cover, reload your clip, pull back out, take 1200 off, reload your clip, pull back out, take 1200, and just keep repeating. You can see this FE4005 isn't looking at me. I saw him shoot, boom, take 455 off with an HE, boom, 644, and AP him for the last, killing him. Now the grill sees me and he is going to back up, and I'm going to use my decent mobility of 35 kilometers per hour to stay around this building. Now, not only does this tank have a great gun, it's also extremely accurate. As you can see, it's almost dead accurate. Its dispersion is only 0.308, which is much better than pretty much every tier 10 in the game with a big caliber gun. And just the fact that it can pull out this much damage with this much accuracy, you can see that aiming circle barely gets any bloom as you aim it. And this tank has a very, very quick turret traverse speed at 43.74 degrees a second. And with the great 8 degrees of gun compression, this vehicle just seems a little bit too empowering in the battle, almost. It's just such a good vehicle. You can see we picked out 4,285 damage, made 9,000 credits. I wasn't running premium, so with premium, I don't know, maybe 30,000 credits. Not something crazy, but just the fact that we managed to pick out this much damage that easily is why I think this tank is just a tad bit overpowered now. And the thing I don't get about the vehicle is it was sitting at a 52.13% win rate before the buff. Now that is not a bad win rate. Comparing it to the IS-7's win rate for the past 90 days, it was sitting at 52.26. So that is only a 0.13% difference. That is barely anything. Which means that this tank is doing decent in matches. More than 50% of players that run this tank are winning the matches. So I'm not sure why they buffed it, because now it's going to make the average win rate probably 54, 55%. It's going to really change the way this tank is played. And that's why I'm getting to this. Why does Wargaming buff tanks that don't need buffs? Why does Wargaming buff the T57 Heavy when there is tanks like the FE2 and 5B, or tanks that most new players have a very hard time running, that need help running, and they buff these tanks that are super easy to run, clip you out, great accuracy? They need to start showing attention to the older vehicles in the game, like the E5. The E5 was only sitting at a 51.29% win rate, which means that the E5 was respectively doing worse than the 57. Instead, they showed their love to this American Heavy. Now, personally, I think the reason they did buff this tank was just because this tank was not a very popular tank in the game. I don't think a lot of people played it. So I think that they're showing it a bit of love, letting it become more popular in the game so that more and more people play it. And I think that's why they also put that camo on the Chinese WZ-113. They know they can't buff it because it's already a very, very strong vehicle. But as I said in that video, the chances of playing a Chinese WZ-113 are very, very rare in a match. So personally, I think that they gave it a camo so that new players and players that own the tank are like, wow, I didn't know that this tank looked very nice with this camo. I'm going to bring it back out. And I think that is why they actually put the camo on it. And I think that's really what they did this update, is they also wanted to make people just get back into some of these autoloaders, try them out, see how they are. But that is just my opinion. And you can see in this game we picked up 2,700 damage. We completely clipped at that Conqueror. He really had no chance against us. Come on, can I get this final shell? And yes, I can. And we get our shell right into that object 140. Now we broke 3,000 damage. Now I will say this tank has very poor armor. You're really not going to bounce much. The turret is a bit troll. It can get the occasional bounce, but if you load heat, it is not going to bounce really at the turret at all. It's like shooting at a giant pillow. It's really never going to bounce. This bat jet doesn't realize how amazing that aiming time is. You can see I literally turned the turret all the way, immediately aiming at that bat jet. He probably wasn't even expecting it to turn that quick, and I snapped that shell directly into his tank, finishing him off that easily. And that is how nasty this gun can be. You can see it just easily takes out vehicles up against it. And we got this grill here. Boom. Hit him once. Can we hit him next? Ah, dang it. We don't get the second shell. We've blocked 1,260 damage and done 4,568. And that just shows you how good this tank is. I played these games one after another. And if you guys are wondering, I do play this tank quite a bit, actually, because I do find it fun. It's a bit broken, in my opinion, now after update, but it's actually still quite fun. It's not completely broken. I don't think Wargaming are going to nerf it. I think that they're happy with what they've done, and I don't really mind it that much. I just think that they should pay more attention to older vehicles in the game that have been left behind in the dust a bit and really need some love. Thanks for watching my video, though. If you did like it, please subscribe and also leave me a like. I'm going to leave my Discord in the bottom so that you can send me replays. Thanks for watching.